Hi everyone, it's Hannah with FullStory. I'm so excited to be here today because it's feature launch day at FullStory. We shipped a new product called Conversions. Conversions helps product teams understand when, where, and why users are dropping out of their mission-critical workflows and conversion funnels. This really is something that we built for product teams, and so I thought to celebrate the launch, let's get together with some of the product folks from FullStory who were involved in building it. So we're going to have a conversation about lessons that we learned, challenges we faced, and what that ultimately meant for building this product. Since this is LinkedIn Live, this is interactive, so if you work on a product team, maybe you're a designer, a developer, a product manager, please leave a comment below. Let us know the last thing that you shipped that you're really excited about, maybe some of the lessons that you learned from your most recent release. So this is going to be a panel format, so I'm going to speak with each of the panelists one by one, and then we'll go around with one question at the end. So Agatha, we're going to start with you. Thanks for joining me back on LinkedIn Live. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start with the basics. What was your vision for Conversions?
Oh gosh, that's a great question. So product teams, as you know, they really need actionable insights that they can feel confident are going to move the needle. I think today we live in a world where there's so much data, there's so much analysis, there are so many opinions and ideas, and it can be really hard to sift through all of that and really know what's going to make an impact. And so, a while ago, we were sitting around thinking, well, what can we do as FullStory to really help solve that problem for our customers? And we collect so much data, and so we thought, how can we intelligently curate all of that data so that we can provide actionable insights to our customers? And not just stop at telling our customers, how many people are falling out of funnel or what is the impact of the business, but really helping them peel the onion and understand why, right? We want to provide insights that are actionable, and so providing that context is absolutely critical. So that's kind of how we got to where we are today.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that that's been one of the fun parts for me as I've watched the development of this, is really like all of the learnings that we've collected from people who have used it in alpha and beta and all of the feedback. And that's one of the things that really came through loud and clear was it helps us get further into the analysis and understand what's happening behind the scenes. So I think that's really exciting. So talk a little bit about how we developed Conversions. How did we bring this thing to life?
Yeah, well, so it started with our customers, really, and a deep understanding of who they are. Customer listening, it's hard, but it's so important. Understanding your customers, the workflows that they're going through today, what goals they're trying to achieve, how they're going about trying to achieve those goals, and then what are the opportunities and pain points that we can help with, right? And so, when I think about how we built this product, it really came down to making sure we fully understood the customer, but also working cross-functionally internally, right? We had, this is a great example of how cross-functional this effort really was. We had strong collaboration between product and design and engineering and data science. I honestly can't recall a single interaction with a customer where we didn't have cross-functional representation. And what was so magical about what we were doing is that, when we had feedback or questions or comments from our customers, every person in the room was interpreting that feedback and that comment sort of in their way, right? And it's because of that cross-functional collaboration that we were really able to go after solving these opportunities in the best possible way.
Yeah. Has that been something you've experienced in other future launches where you've really sort of had this group of people who are stakeholders from across the business speaking to the customer? Has it been more of a situation where you as the PM have heard from the customer and then relayed that to the rest of the team?
That's a great question. I've definitely seen kind of all of the things, right? In my past, I've seen it work really well, and in other cases, not as well. And so I'm a very firm believer in having that cross-functional partnership, because it really does take the whole team to make sure you're solving the right problem. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I think also you talked about having those people in front of the customer. I feel like from the customer's perspective, that also helps you feel like, wow, there's really some energy behind this, where it really is something where it's not just I'm talking to one person, but I'm getting clearly a whole panel of experts who are working on this problem.
Exactly, and from a customer standpoint, they're excited about this because they kind of get early access into the thinking, but they also help shape the product. And I have to say, we have some phenomenal customers, and I'm so grateful to all of the conversations that we had, the interactions, because that feedback really helped us get to where we are today.
Yeah, That's so exciting. And we'll talk a little bit more about beta testing later on. So Rob, thanks for joining us.
Hi.
Do you want to give a little background on just what you do here at FullStory?
Yeah, well, for conversions in particular, I've been helping with the choice of statistics that we use and the algorithms, and helping to make sure that those are translated into the product in a way that's as meaningful as possible to our end users, our customers. So, I've been helping sort of smooth the transition from the engineering side and the design side all the way to, the marketing and the way that we explain what we're doing for our customers.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what do you think is really powerful about having a data scientist be in those conversations?
Yeah, I think it's the fact that we can sort of be involved in ensuring that there's clarity and actionability around numbers. And I don't know, there's obviously a lot of power in our data because we have access to so much digital experience data, and we want to make sure that our users can, all of that data is available. It drives the engine. So it means that customers can do really deep dives. And that's great because sometimes the cohorts will get smaller, and so it ensures that the statistics are going to be as relevant as possible. And so I can sort of help to ensure that we're sort of doing the right kinds of testing and quality assurance.
Yeah, I think data reliability is such an important issue for us as a company, and especially with conversions. How do you think conversions is different from a data perspective?
So I think one of the big reasons is the fact that I'm forgetting what I was going to say. We are comparing two cohorts at every point. Okay, that's one of the biggest differentiators. So the two cohorts that we will be comparing are whether the customer or the user in the funnel flow has experienced a point of friction or not. Okay, so we'll call them affected or unaffected. And the signals, as we call them, which are the points of frustration or possible points of frustration, those allow us to do an automatic comparison. So that takes some burden off our customers from having to do some quite tricky statistical analyses, and allows us to do it at scale because we have so many signals possibly relating to the experience in a funnel that we can kind of surface and prioritize the most relevant ones to our customers.
Yeah.
And so on top of that, I think another big factor in there is the human in the loop aspect. So it's great to be doing data science, but at the end of the day, it's really important for a customer to be able to review their hypotheses and test against like the quality assurance, for them to be able to test that things are making sense. And one of the ways we're doing that is by the surfacing of relevant sessions that can be watched. So that's a qualitative aspect, but it ties very neatly into the whole cycle of hypothesis testing with data.
Yeah, I think that's something that I found really valuable too, is being able to say, okay, we have this really rich data, but then what does it look like from the actual user's perspective, and either verify that it happened or get extra context around what did that experience look like, or what are the other signals that I might want to pick up and explore further. Yeah, so that's really great. In terms of working with the team, we already talked about being cross-functional, and I know that you've worked with us to develop the KB articles and things like that, which I think has also sort of done a good job of feeding back into making sure that we're consistent in how we're providing guidance to our customers.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and has that been your experience elsewhere? Is that a little bit different?
It's a bit different. I think we've had a great opportunity here to work more cross-functionally than I've experienced in the past. So yeah, it's been really exciting having colleagues who are already familiar with data issues, and for us to all be able to get down and dirty with the issues and collaborate on that has been really exciting.
Yeah, great. Just a reminder, we are live, so if you have any comments or questions for the panel, please feel free to leave them below. And we'd also love to hear from you. So your last product that you shipped, what was it? What was great about it? Maybe what challenges did you face and how did you fix them? We'd love to hear your perspective as product people as well. So I'm going to transition to Chip now. Chip, thanks for joining.
Yeah, of course.
So what's your role here at FullStory?
Yeah, so I'm a product designer.
Great.
Yeah.
And what did you do in terms of building conversions? What role did you play?
Yeah, just part of the team, the design angle, bringing my perspective on how we might find solutions that our customers can find usable and can get value out of. And so much fun getting to work with the rest of the team in that role.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know we faced some unique design challenges with conversions. Can you talk a little bit through what those were and how you addressed them?
Yeah, for sure. And just to kind of follow up on what Rob was saying, because there's so much data that we're having to distill down and try to make actionable, there's a lot of hard design choices around when to present certain things and at what time.
Yeah.
And ultimately, through the research we did, we knew that our customers know their business better, of course, than we do, and they're going to understand how to test hypotheses better than our software can predict. And so it's really trying to guide people through those layers of data at the right time, so that they can, so the product strikes a balance of approachability, but also transparency. And that was one of the unique challenges with conversions, is how to find that balance.
Yeah, definitely. How do you know that you struck the right balance?
Yeah, it's always a moving target, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think getting the product in front of users early and really iterating quickly. It's just it's an obvious thing, but it is something that you can not do if you trick yourself into just kind of getting in your hole and thinking you've got the answers. But just challenging yourself to be uncomfortable with putting mocks in front of customers really early, letting them beat it up a little bit, and then tweaking your assumptions, and then trying to just move steadily towards those moments where people get it and they have those aha moments, and it can be really gratifying.
Yeah. So we've talked about customer feedback and beta testing. How did that data feed back into how you designed conversions?
Yeah, in so many different ways. One of the really good examples of that was just fundamentally what conversions is and how it should be really presented to the user so that they can get the most value out of it. And we had early assumptions where we said, oh, well, conversion funnels are the hero, so we should start with the funnel, and how do we really build the product around the funnel and the funnel editor experience. And really early on, as we presented those ideas to customers, they actually helped us realize that the insight was not the funnel itself, but what Rob was saying, it's actually the comparison of two cohorts in that funnel and trying to find the delta and where are the opportunities where you can actually get lift at certain steps of the funnel. And so just through that feedback loop and talking to just amazing customers and trying to pull those nuggets out, we actually really completely evolved the design to something totally different, where the funnel becomes the secondary thing, and that was totally revolutionary to us and exciting to find out.
That's great. Cool. So one last question for each of you. What are you most excited about conversions? Agatha, we'll start with you.
So today's a big day, right?
Yeah.
It's very exciting here at FullStory, and we've been working on this for a while now. I'm actually most excited about where we're headed. There's a lot more that's going to come down the pipe for conversions. I'm really excited about more customers getting access to the product, giving us more feedback, and really I'm just excited about what's ahead.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm excited to be mirroring some of what we've done together in the way that we've designed our product, so that our customers' product teams are going to feel more empowered to work together. So the fact that data science is being exposed in a way that I think makes it more actionable and relevant to product managers, but the fact that data scientists and PMs can work together within our tool, and I think our tool provides a language to enable them to have a more fruitful conversation. So I'm pretty excited to see how that develops, especially with the things that we have in the pipeline around that.
Yeah, that's good. It's hard to beat that. I think the thing that I'm excited about to kind of build on some of those is the possibility of what conversions can do given what FullStory, the data set that FullStory has in its tool belt. So there's so many known knowns where you've got something and you're like, I'm pretty sure this could be a problem area, and I can kind of instrument code around that, and I can try to capture things that go wrong. But there's so many unknown unknowns. It's like, I don't even know where to start looking, or I would never have thought to look at that.
Yep.
And FullStory actually has the ability to capture all that and to surface out those insights that you would never have thought to look for. Mm-hmm. So really building on that idea and starting to understand what are all the different types of signals that we could pick up on, just to keep expanding that is really exciting.
Yeah, Definitely, I agree. I think if I were to answer that question, I'm really excited to see where this goes as well. I have a little bit of insight into what's happening in terms of future roadmap, and I'm really looking forward to getting this in the hands of more customers and getting feedback and continuing to iterate and learn and see what sort of wins our customers generate with this. So. On that note, thank you everyone for joining and helping us celebrate the launch of Conversions here at FullStory. Thank you to each of you for joining me out of your busy day today to chat a little bit more about Conversions. If Conversions sounds like it might be interesting for you to check out to use on your team, you can learn more at fullstory.com/conversions. We'll drop a link in the comments below as well. Thanks for joining. Till next time. Bye.